What up, everyone? Welcome to Dirtbags California. I'm Mikey Loco, and today we have a special guest, Reckless Billy. What's up, man?
What up, mate?
We're gonna do an interview on this guy, man. Stay tuned. We met through a mutual friend. It was a vacation. I don't know why I agreed to go.
Yeah, you didn't know what he was getting himself into.
Yeah. We were going on a trip to Pachanga. I don't gamble.
Morongo.
Oh, Morongo.
Morongo Casino.
Morongo. Yeah, so I don't gamble. It's not my thing. And
It's my thing.
I don't go out. I barely ride motorcycles. So I agreed to go out on a motorcycle to a casino. And then I ran into this guy right here. First impression though, first impression on this guy. What kind of pants did you have on? You had like some...
Oh, I had some joggers on.
Yeah, joggers.
Yeah, the joggers.
He had some joggers. He had some joggers on, and his socks pulled all the way up to his knees and shit.
Know? Always.
Yeah, like that.
Always.
And then I'm late. Everyone's waiting on me, and I don't know him yet. So I know now that I know, I guaranteed he was irritated with me because he had to wait. He hates waiting for shit.
I know, this fool's like 30 minutes late to the meetup spot.
I'm like 30 minutes late. I'm late everywhere. They say anyone that's like doesn't care about being late is gonna live longer. So I'm definitely gonna be living longer than you.
Very much.
I pull up 30 minutes late. This guy is in an American Eagle outfit, right? And he's on a FXR, and he's just romping this shit like. I'm like looking at him. I was like, relax, right? And I didn't know he had skills. And he hits the first corner and just gasses that shit. And we're only going like not even a quarter mile away. We're going to the corner just to gas up because they should have been gassing up the whole time they're waiting for me, but they decided to gas up afterwards, you know? Then he gets into the gas station with gas up, and he just starts doing burnouts. And then you lose the bike, right? Didn't you lose that shit?
I dropped it, yeah.
I dropped it. Those first 10 minutes of me and him, he's fucking wheeling and burning out, and then drops the bike inside the middle of the gas station. But it got there. It
got there, yeah. It got there. We did good. But I remember once we got into the parking lot of Morongo, you came over because we hadn't met yet. We just met because you pulled up 30 minutes late. So we still had our helmets on. We hadn't talked yet. And I remember you scoping out my bike, and you were like, "It's a nice bike, but definitely needs some work."
Yeah, that shit was pouring out. It was steaming. It was like dripping oil from all different places.
Oh,
and shit. I was like,
FXR problems.
I pulled up on my Dyna. It was a switchback with a lowrider S front end, so you couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, so when he pulled his helmet off and he starts talking, I was automatic jokes.
It was non-stop. But no, it was a good time. We're in Morongo. We gambled a lot, and I actually did pretty good on the roulette table. I think you were up in bed sleeping, but I was up gambling until the sun came up.
Yeah.
And then we rode home, but we ended up linking in phone numbers, and you told me to swing by the shop.
Yeah, we were talking about his bike, and I was like, I just dropped that shit off. Like, we'll work that shit out. I just send him. He just pays me monthly payments of being my friend. Every time this guy brings his bike, it's f***ing wrecked. I give it to him for a couple weeks and just comes back with over $1,000 of damage.
Blown forks, new tire.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, so you guys can get some we're gonna go over some details of this guy, and he's gonna tell you a little bit about himself. He feels more comfortable talking outside by himself, so we're gonna set him up outside next to his bike. Yeah, actually, I showed Billy everything he knows. I started off on the scooter, you know, we showed him how to wheelie it from there, and then now he has all these skills. Definitely from the paint job, I think. Gave him all that extra courage. But yeah, man, let's get some details about this guy and what drives him to do what he does.
Guys, so a lot of you probably don't know how I ended up getting into riding. So back when I was 15, back in high school, a lot of kids, you know, their parents were buying them Hummers and Mustangs and nice ass cars to pull up into school with. And I always knew I didn't want to go in a car, so I wanted to get a motorcycle straight off the bat. I got a sporty 883, and it was all stock. I started riding Harleys just around town until I came across the guys named Unknown Industries. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who they are. They were based out of Huntington Beach, where I was living. And one day I was riding down PCH, and I seen these guys coming back from one of their shows, and they were doing wheelies all up and down the beach. And when I saw them doing that, I knew, I was like, I gotta get into this. So I actually followed them back to their house where they were going, and I pulled up with them and I asked them, I said, can I get you guys' number? I really want to learn what you guys do, and I think it's badass. So they ended up shooting me over their number, and I ended up meeting up with them, and they showed me the ins and outs of what I needed to do to become a stunt rider, how to mod up my bike, practicing wheelies on the way to school, 16 through 18 years old. From there, that's how I got into Harley stunt riding, and now it's just become more of just a sport for me, what I like to do. Was I born in Australia? Actually, no, I wasn't. I was actually born over here in Brawley, California. So by Glamis, very small little town by the border, but I moved when I was 1.5 years old over to Australia. My mom's Australian, so I have dual citizenship. My dad's American. And I moved over there when I was 1 year old, stayed there for some years. I moved back over here to the States when I was around 9 years old. And I've been back and forth from Australia ever since. This is my 4th time back, and I'm here for good this time, so I'm staying here for good. Oh, my bike being impounded. I'd have to say, it's been many times. I'd say probably about 11 times. I've gone through bike impound. It cost me a lot of money. As you know, most people, if you've had your bike impounded or your vehicle impounded, you know it costs money. So I've probably spent over $12,000 or more in just impound lot fees to get my bike out. I even had one time they tried to auction my bike off, and I got there during the time of the auction, and I claimed my bike back just in time. So yeah, I've had my bike impounded many times. Almost every 3 rides that I do, I'm changing out a tire. So I'd say probably at least 60 plus tires a year. Yeah, 60 plus tires a year I've been through. Wants to sponsor your boy. Oh yeah, you're looking at the guy that needs a sponsorship right here. I need a sponsorship with some tires. Fear when I'm stunt riding? No, not really. Even though I've been through some extreme situations and accidents where they're even life-threatening, even though I've gotten back on my bike after those times, I don't have any fear when I'm riding. Reason being that is just a lot of people find a high either by drinking their bottle or doing drugs. That's how they get their high. My high is when I'm riding my bike, and I forget everything when I'm riding. Any of my worries, any of my drama, all I do when I throw up my front wheel, I'm just in the moment. And when I'm in the moment, I just forget everything else, and it's just, it's really therapeutic, to be honest with you. Worst injury to date, I would have to say is my leg. I had a pretty bad leg injury where my muscle was torn out of my leg. I was hit by another rider on a stunt ride, and I was up ahead and he was going a little faster, and he just hit me. And my leg went straight into my bike, caught on the foot pegs, and just tore my whole muscle out of my leg. And when it first happened, I thought my leg was snapped in half. And I got up, I don't think I've been in so much pain in my life. I was screaming. There's been videos of it on Instagram that have circled around, and yeah, it was pretty horrendous. But I ended up getting back on my bike. My homies tourniqueted my leg, and I got back on my bike, and we rode to the hospital. And shout out to one of my homies. He took me, and I passed out on the way to the hospital, and I fell off my bike, and he put me on the back of his bike, and he rode me the rest of the way to the hospital. But that was probably my #1 crash that took me out, and yeah, it was pretty bad. As far as all my maintenance, my paint work, all of the build, I would like to give a major big shout out to Dirtbags right here. Long Beach, they do all my work, and my bike's always run in tip-top shape. So great shout out to them. If you need any mechanic work, custom paint, you know where to take it. Dirtbags in Long Beach.
Fuck it out. Like that? Yeah.
That work? One more time.
No,
you gotta get that. You gotta get there. Like, what up? Like, what up?
Like
what
that.
up,
But that's
fool?
like kind of like you're holding on the palm of my hand.
No, you are too, right? You're doing it to me too, fool.
You're trying to tickle my palm, bro. Stop doing that. We'll go like.
No, that's too regular. That looks like we're not even friends. That looks like we're business partners.
Well, I was on Tinder, right? And we got a match. Nah, I'm just playing.